U.S. President Joe Biden is set to announce plans to build a temporary port on the Gazan coast in an effort to increase the flow of humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip. White House officials say the president will make the announcement shortly in his annual State of the Union address. The plan is said to involve a maritime corridor enabling aid deliveries from the Mediterranean island of Cyprus. The U.S. military is expected to help set it up, but authorities have stressed that U.S. troops would not be on the ground in Gaza. Residents in the territory are in desperate need of food, clean water, and medical aid. Our Washington bureau chief, Ines Pohl, is covering Biden's address for us. Ines, what can we say about Biden's plan to boost aid deliveries to Gaza? What more do we know?
Yes, we hear that President Biden will indeed announce the construction of this floating pier off the Gaza Strip to provide aid. The pier, that's what we're hearing, will be built using U.S. ships and will connect it to a temporary causeway. The project will involve hundreds, maybe even thousands of U.S. troops and will probably take around 30 to 60 days before it can be used. As for now, the specific method for transferring the aid from the coast to Gaza has not been revealed. President Biden's mention of Israel in this speech in a couple of hours is, of course, aimed to address concerns from a growing number of Democrats who have criticized his Israeli politics. And he knows that if he wants to win another term, he needs to get back critical Arab Americans, but also black and first-time voters in November.
Yeah, Ines, this will be Biden's final State of the Union address of his four-year term and the final one before this contested election, which you just mentioned. Where else do we expect him to focus tonight?
Yeah, it will be President Biden's last speech in his first, maybe his last term, but it will also serve as his first major speech for the 2024 election campaign. After Super Tuesday, Donald Trump is the presumed frontrunner for the Republican Party. So tonight's address, I think that's fair to say, marks the beginning of the battle for the White House. And Biden faces the challenges of appearing presidential, but he also has to demonstrate really his ability to challenge Donald Trump. So therefore, he's expected to also highlight tonight the potential negative consequences for women's rights, also of course, for foreign policies as we know it, for the economy and for democratic rule in the United States if Donald Trump would be re-elected. We also expect President Biden to offer some optimistic vision of the country's progress over the past 3 years while he was in office, and also his pledge to continued economic improvement if he will be re-elected.
We've seen in polls that one of the biggest voter concerns about Biden is his age. How can he convince voters with this State of the Union address that he's still fit for office?
Yeah, correct. This is kind of in the core, or at least one of the main questions people have regarding his performance tonight. I mean, recent surveys really have shown that there are concerns about Biden's mental ability to serve as a president again, and 63% of Americans do express either little or no confidence at all that he is fit for another term. I think it's worth mentioning that Donald Trump, his challenger, is only 4 years younger, and he also has had some major kind of blackouts during a couple of speeches lately. However, we shall see how he addresses his age and how, if he will do that. And what we hear from some who are close to him, they see the speech also as an opportunity for him to kind of refute doubts about his mental sharpness through a forceful and articulate delivery. So we shall see. We will know more in a couple of hours. I want to just highlight one more thing. I think it's notable that the Republicans have chosen Senator Katie Boyd Britt. She's the youngest Republican woman ever elected to the Senate. She's 42 years old, and she will deliver their party's official response after Biden's speech, of course, to make him look even older.
All right, our Washington bureau chief, Ines Pohl, talking about that upcoming State of the Union address. Thank you, Ines.